Well, that is a lot to take in. South Korea originally didn't have a lot of rules maybe when it came to work weeks, but now they have allotted 52 hours done with an optional, I guess, 12 hours of overtime. However, some companies and some businesses and even some workers have actually called this into question. They've thought about it and now they're starting to complain. So the government has tried to amend these laws to be a bit more relaxed, a bit more flexible. And now the unions are complaining too. So it's not a good situation that's going on, and there's a lot of debate. And it's kind of, asking, what could we do to make a good compromise with this work week and the hours that we may or may not work?
Do you agree with the current 52-hour work week limit? What are the pros and cons for employers and employees of the 52-hour week?
I think it's fine. I'm used to the American system where there is kind of a strict, hour policy for most, if not all, businesses, and it's worked out well. I think a lot of businesses, what people don't realize is there is a strict amount of hours, but Americans work when they're at home. I mean, a lot of Americans work at home for free. It's just a part of that passion and, putting in the work at the job. And I know I have it too with me. Like when I go home, I do a lot of work and it's not paid. It's just what I want to do. It's what I've put the effort into. And it's probably an imbalanced sort of lifestyle, kind of a little bit lopsided on that lifestyle, but it is part of American culture too. So I don't think the 52-hour work week is kind of a big issue. And I actually agree with it. Businesses should limit the amount of hours that they put in. They shouldn't take advantage of their employees, and governments are there actually to protect the citizens, and part of that is protecting them against unfair business practices. Now, pros, of course, are you have a better balanced life, hopefully. Cons are there are certain industries where extra hours are needed. And some of those are going to be service industries for sure. But some of them are going to be kind of, you have to deal with different time zones. You have to deal with your own time zone. And that business might have to stay open for 24 hours a day because of that. And there might be one person that does this one job that needs to be there during a 24-hour period. So it's like medical jobs are the same, service jobs, food service and stuff. Delivery. In America, you got to drive for 12 hours and then your partner has to drive for another 12 hours just to get somewhere. So there's certain circumstances where it is a con, but I would say overall, pro.
Yeah, I would say the same about the UK. I think, again, my entire working life, we've had a strict rule on how many hours you can work per week, and when it goes into overtime, I have to say it seems like it works generally quite well.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard huge problems about work weeks in America. Not like there is in Korea, but that's because people work 1,000 hours a week here.
Yes. I think the 52-hour week is just quite a new thing in Korea. So perhaps seems a bit more controversial at this point.
Do you ever wish that you could work longer than the time that you're allotted for work? Do you think many people feel this way?
Okay, so I could answer this in a ridiculous way, but I'm going to try and take this question seriously. That in some industries, the hourly rate is never going to raise, or apart from maybe it will raise with inflation, but that's the best you can hope for. I work in one of those industries, I can't really get promoted to a higher pay grade as a teacher. So the only way to make more money is to work more hours. And so, sometimes I would really like that, especially if I'm coming up to a vacation month and I want extra money in my pocket, to go and have fun with. I'll say, yeah, great. I wish Pagoda could just throw all the lessons at me and I will work crazy hours and then really enjoy my vacation. So I can understand why. But generally speaking, no. Who wants to work more hours? No, they just want more money.
Yeah. Was that your ridiculous answer?
Yeah.
That seemed pretty credible to me. I would kind of agree. I think the hours that I work are the ones that I want to work if they're overtime. But I wouldn't necessarily want to be at Pagoda doing the lessons, extra lessons, unless I was getting paid. But yeah, like going up to a vacation or going up to like a time where you're going to need a bit more money. grab a little bit more projects, a little bit more students. And having that kind of flexibility would be nice. And so one of the things kind of proposed by the government would be a monthly overtime counting monthly overtime rather than weekly, allowing businesses to maybe work a bit more overtime than they're used to these days.
But not all the time.
But not all the time. Like you still protect the workers' rights, but at the same time allow flexibility. However, with any program or any plan, there can be loopholes and there can be misuse. Let's take a look at the vocabulary. Could be also quite fun. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Mounting.
Mounting.
Amend.
Amend.
Allotted.
Allotted.
Hurdle.
Hurdle.
Lopsided.
Lopsided.